Caveman brain versus modern world. Think about it for a second. When was the last time you sat completely still, doing absolutely nothing? No scrolling, no music, nothing. If that thought makes you feel a bit uneasy, you're definitely not alone. We constantly feel like we're running out of time, and we end up blaming our phones or a general lack of willpower for our short attention spans. But here's the real truth. The deep focus required to succeed in today's world runs completely counter to how our brains were actually designed to work. To understand why, we have to travel back about 40,000 years. Imagine you're a caveman. If you sat in one spot for 2 hours, deeply staring at a beautiful flower, a tiger would probably sneak up from behind and eat you. Back then, survival didn't reward deep focus. Nature rewarded hyper-awareness, constantly scanning your surroundings so you could spot a threat or an opportunity instantly. The reality is, we are running a thousands of years old, ancient psychological hardware inside a hyper-stimulated modern world. That's exactly why focusing feels so hard. The inner brain battle, Prefrontal Cortex versus Limbic System. To understand how our brain fights our attempts to focus, think of it as an internal war between two major systems. First, you have the Prefrontal Cortex. This is the logical, most evolved part of your brain. It handles long-term planning, your career, math, and complex decision-making. Second, you have the Limbic System. This part is ancient, purely emotional, and it lives entirely for immediate pleasure and comfort. Every time you open your laptop or notebook to do important work, your prefrontal cortex says, "All right, let's focus, get this done, and build our future." But the moment the task gets slightly difficult or boring, your limbic system panics and screams, "Danger! This is too tedious. Let's check that red notification on Facebook or Instagram instead. There's probably something fun waiting there." You aren't broken or lazy. You're simply running an ancient biological system in an overstimulated world. To win this battle, you don't need to fight harder. You just need to learn how to outsmart your limbic system. 3 practical steps to reclaim your focus. We can't rewrite thousands of years of brain evolution overnight. So instead of fighting your brain, you need to learn to work with it. Here are 3 practical steps you can start using today. The 20-minute monastic rule. Never tell yourself that you're going to study or work straight for 4 hours. Your brain will rebel instantly. Instead, set a timer for just 20 minutes. Tell yourself, I'm only going to focus on this for 20 minutes, and then I can quit if I want to. 90% of the time, overcoming that initial friction is the hardest part. Once you get started, momentum takes over. Out of sight, out of mind. Even if your phone is sitting face down on your desk, your brain's actively spending subconscious energy trying not to look at it. When it's time to work, put your phone in another room or lock it in a drawer. If it's out of sight, it truly stays out of mind. Embrace the boredom. We have conditioned our brains to expect a quick hit of dopamine the second we experience a dull moment. The next time you're waiting in a line or waiting for a bus, don't pull out your phone. Just stand there. Let your brain experience being bored for a change. If you don't let it rest in the quiet moments, it will never learn how to lock in for deep focus. Real focus isn't about forcing yourself through sheer willpower. It's about designing an environment where focusing becomes the easiest path.